Hello everybody, this is Clive at 5 and you are watching Most Embarrassing Replays. Thank you so much for joining me today on the show where you send me your embarrassing replays. I watch them, commentate them, and put them up online for everyone to see. And if you'd like to be on the show, please send your embarrassing replays to replays@poweroverwhelming.net and we'll get you on the show. Right now we're going to go ahead and get into the first match, so stay tuned. Alright, our first match of the night takes place on Shakura's Plateau. It is a match between Spite, the blue Zerg in the bottom right-hand corner, and WPS Canadian, the red Protoss in the bottom right-hand corner. It feels like it's been a while since I commentated a StarCraft game, but that's just because last week, of course, was our Brood War Spectacular. In case you missed it, check out my YouTube. It'll be up there soon enough, youtube.com/clive@5. That was a big thrill for me just because I haven't seen Brood War in a long time, and I was sent a couple replays, and it's fun to go back and watch it and just kind of, well, make your eyes hurt at how terrible. Well, the graphics were good in their day, but man, just so pixelated now. But still, quite a lot of fun to see. Spite is scouting in the proper direction with his Overlord, but it's going to take a while to get there, and this drone, of course, is going the opposite direction, not going to come around to the front door where Canadian has planted down a pylon. He's either going to be going for a Forge Fast Expand or a Gateway front door block, just to position for a faster expansion. It's taken a while. Well, let's see what he builds here. Okay, good, the Forge. I like to see that. The Forge Fast Expand was a very, very standard build in, 1 second. The pylon going down right on top of where the Spite wanted to lay that hatchery. Very frustrating for Spite. So now Spite is going to have to go back to the drawing board and revise his strategy. He looks like he did have that, or, well, got a really good plant down on that spawning pool, and in terms of speed, reaction time, I think, and that extractor coming down, so it looks like he's going to switch to more of a speedling opening. Now back to what I was saying about the Forge Fast Expand. Very standard opening in Brood War. Has taken quite some time to develop in Wings of Liberty, just because the maps haven't been quite right, and the metagame hasn't developed. And it seems weird that, the units don't really change at all, but the strategies over time seem to get more viable. Well, specifically the faster expansion strategies just become more standard, I guess you expect it. And it was that way with Brood War for the longest time. There were, for many, many years, just one base builds were all you saw in Brood War. Then towards, the later 2000s, you started to see more fast expansion builds and things like that, and then, well, if you were following the StarCraft in Korea back then, it's actually pretty difficult to follow StarCraft more than a few years ago, just because the English commentary scene has been had been left out of the picture for quite some time. So what you had was, by the way, I haven't even mentioned yet that there's a hatchery going down inside of Canadian's base. I let it hover over top for a second so you could see this going down. And actually, really clever positioning, because in transit between the main and the natural, you aren't going to see that until that creep starts to spread out, and then, of course, you'll see it with your probe. But anyway, yeah, it's just taken a long time for StarCraft to become an English esport. Of course, when you hear of foreigners in terms of pro gaming and StarCraft, the foreigners are anyone who's not from Korea, so it's kind of different than what most people might be accustomed to. Not that one way is right or wrong, of course. So now it looks like Canadian might be in a little bit of trouble if he doesn't scout this soon enough, because he doesn't have any gateway units out yet. Hasn't even started producing anything. He does have a couple cannons out, and he has that Forge, of course, so he can produce cannons, but spine crawlers are quite a bit sturdier than cannons, have a much more ferocious attack. Now gets scouted, and Canadian is going to go into reaction mode here. 3 spine crawlers going down, and just to note that Roach Warren is almost complete as well. Queen now in the picture, and that Queen is going to be able to really amplify the amount of drones or mini units that are now produced out of this proxy hatchery, I guess you could call it. I don't know what else to call it. Taking down that Queen, and that's really an important step. Not that Canadian still isn't in trouble. And just the fact that, ooh, Stalker's coming out too, that's just not that great. This top spine crawler being able to hit the forge from there, man, they have quite a bit larger range than I thought. And once that forge goes down, I mean, that's one of the few additional things that Canadian can produce right now are cannons to help fight against this, but really it's not going to have that forge for much longer, and yikes. And just to note also, the hatchery is now down in Spite's natural, so he's going to start being able to produce more and more units as well. That forge now going down. Warp gate just about complete, and a couple gateways going down, 3 more gateways going down, but they're in a very precarious situation because, yes, these spine crawlers can move in and actually pick them off from their safe place on the creep. There's just 2 stalkers out here, and there's no way these stalkers are going to be able to take down all these spine crawlers, even when they're up and, you know, moving around without the others to protect them. They're all moving at once. Still, man, these are not going to survive. Ugh, boy, Canadian is in a lot of trouble here. Oh man, they can even hit the cybernetics core. So Canadian won't be able to produce stalkers either. Finally, these 3 gateways are done, and they're going to transform into warp gates, and man, all these are moving in again. At least Canadian is appreciating what his opponent is doing, and that's one thing. I mean, it's kind of fun to have bannered opponents, because especially when you beat them, but you know, when your opponent cheeses like this and succeeds, just to be able to appreciate it is it's a good quality to have, because this is something that doesn't get pulled off very often. And really, ooh, another spine crawler almost going down. So 2 weak spine crawlers. Not that that's going to do a whole lot, because you can't even produce from these gateways right now without pylon power. It's just really fun to see strategies like this succeed. Canadian can't say I've ever been beaten like this before. Probes are going for the run, and a lot of them are going to get taken out. Yikes, that's brutal. That's just rough. So it's only a matter of time here before Canadian is finished off. Really, this queen needs to put down another creep tumor so that he can expand around the rest of the base. Yeah, and Canadian leaves. There's no reason to stay. So there you have it. That's our first replay on a bunch of Zerglings running into us. So yeah, really nothing that Canadian could do at that point. We're going to have another replay coming up right now. Alright, welcome back to our second replay. This is a match between Goldfish, the red Terran in the 5 o'clock position, and Cozy, the blue Zerg in the 8 o'clock position. This matchup is on the map Antigua Shipyard. It's one of the new Season 3 maps. It's definitely more of a macro-focused map. You have this relatively protected natural expansion, and you also have opportunities for a fairly reliably taken 3rd base. Of course, there are these destructible rocks that can be opened up for an ulterior entrance, or an alternate entrance into this 3rd base area, but otherwise pretty protected. One thing to note, well, since we are seeing a TVZ here, there is a really wide, long ledge which can be used for Reapers. Just basically any base that has a really long, you know, ground level ledge that can be moved up and down, kind of focuses or favors more of a Reaper style play, I guess. Not Reaper style play, but favors Reapers. So I hope I see some Reapers. I haven't seen Reapers in a really long time, but you know, whenever I do end up seeing them, I like it. So we are seeing, of course, the barracks and supply depot going down in the front as he's playing against the Zerg. Cozy, on the other hand, going for gas first, so it looks like we'll be seeing a speedling build. That's interesting since it is a lot more of a macro-focused map. It could possibly be that the players are just not that accustomed to the map yet, or I don't know, or skill level could be. Cozy doesn't have the highest APM, not that that necessarily means anything. So I guess we'll see. I honestly don't know what the skill levels of these players are. It is nice to see a couple new faces. I haven't seen Goldfish or Cozy in a most embarrassing replay yet. So thank you to whoever sent this, and I honestly don't know who did. I guess I'll find out when someone loses. I'll also be interested to see if Cozy decides to take those drones off of gas. Common tactic. Ooh, doing a gas deal, kind of annoying. Also annoying after you bring those SCVs to help attack is if he cancels it right at the last moment and tries to respawn or something. Yep, that's of course what he did, but his probe or drone gets trapped rather. So he got lucky this time, but really annoying. That happens to me often. And then as a Terran player, you're like, well, how much about your units do you want to reveal? If you only use a single Marine, then you're firing away at that thing for a long time, and you might need more gas. I don't know. So it looks like he is going for a factory, more of a gas-heavy build, likely, unless he goes Hellions, in which case he can feasibly stay on one gas for a little while until he decides to expand. Really, he should be expanding, though, since, as I've said 3 times now, this is a macro map. Cozy does now have his gear in motion. By gear, I mean his hatchery and his natural. Still haven't scouted the proper base yet. That's Goldfish, that is. Wow. Verbal mess up. But who really cares? Factory just about complete, and wondering if we're going to see that reactor. No, he is going to the tech lab, so might be researching Hellion
SCV ready.
Infernal Pre-Igniter, that is.
Who wants some?
Since we still don't see that second gas, if he's going for tanks or something of the sort, then we definitely have to see that. Command center going down nice and early, so I'm guessing he's going to go for a quick little push here after, well, not seeing anything actually. Hatchery just about complete. We are seeing tanks with siege tech being researched. So, Goldfish is going to find himself out of gas rather quickly here. Does look like he's ahead economically, probably with help of those mules, and well, with this second hatchery now starting to get saturated, things will turn around well until Goldfish has his second moving, with help of those mules, of course. And Terran, those mules just are so good. Also to note on this map, there is sort of a Metalopolis-like smoke screen here, so always make sure that you plant down some sort of building or unit just to make sure you have vision in here. Definitely viable drop location. Lots of speedlings ready to go. A couple bunkers going down on the front. So it looks like Goldfish is going to be fairly well fortified up in his front. Really not a whole lot to say yet. Now finally starting to harvest from that second gas. But it looks, I think he's going to be kind of stunted in his gas usage for a while. And yeah, he actually has a mineral surplus because of it. Only a single barracks and a single factory in production. Second factory coming down as well. So not able to use as many minerals as he should be right now. Zergling's moving out and about. Nothing to see from there, really. Couple evolution chambers in motion, researching, of course, the carapace and the melee attacks. Zerglings gonna be rudely met with siege fire if hopefully they don't all run in at once. Oh, that's something you never want to do. ever. Send in 1 or 2 Zerglings just to test the front, see what's up there. Oh man, Cozy just lost. Yeah, it is Cozy. Yeah, Cozy just lost way more Zerglings than he needed to. So he's kind of given Goldfish the edge here, for the time being, that is. Baneling nest now in production as well, and that research, well, it's produced rather, and the research for that centrifugal hooks for baneling speed underway as well. That's a very difficult thing to go up against Terran, for Terran infantry to go up against, but we're actually seeing Terran mech, and lots of it. Well, for this point in the game, I guess. 2 factories and a starport. Wondering what he's going to produce with the starport. Because, well, he could be going Banshee. That might make some sense. Banshees do well against roaches. Don't see a roach warren out yet. Cozy not really being too assertive with his tech tree, just building a lot of speedlings. Wow, lots of speedlings. So Hellions. Maybe he's going to go for a Hellion drop. Not sure. Tech Lab is going down, so I have to favor the Banshee play. Might be also going for a single Raven. That's common, of course, to take out those creep tumors. Now a 3rd going down for Cozy as well. Man, lots of Zerglings there. 55 Zerglings. 57 Zerglings. Ooh, I'm liking what I am seeing. Ghost Academy. And, excuse me, from the way that these players are playing, I'm guessing, you know, they're probably around... Well, Goldfish had a really good opening, a nice solid early expansion with that siege tank bunker positioning to defend. So I'm guessing Goldfish is in the gold platinum range, and Cozy's probably in the silver gold range. He also had a good expansion, but man, that oh my goodness, he's gonna lose everything here. He's gonna lose it all. He's gonna lose absolutely everything. The Hellions even have blue flame. That is unbelievable. Alright. Nuke. That's what I was hoping for anyway. I was thinking that, you know, if Goldfish is in the gold platinum range, we probably wouldn't be seeing as much by means of, you know, using the ghosts to snipe or EMP infestors that are out on the map, but hopefully we would be seeing a nuke, and indeed we are, and as well as that cloak. So I don't know if he actually has any ghosts out. He should really have some out producing that, or well, stockpiling that energy. Cozy, again, I still don't quite know what he's doing in terms of tech. Morphing a lot of banelings. I'm going to venture a guess and say that Cozy's main race is not Zerg. Either that or he's less than gold. Because I honestly don't know many Zerg players that just go straight baneling speedling. He's doing okay macro-wise. He's got 3 bases up and running. Income-wise, I guess, well, could be more saturated behind in harvester count actually, but he's got 3 bases up and running. If you would just saturate those, he'd be doing just fine. But man, using all of his larvae on speedlings and banelings, that's just so odd. He does have a spire out, I would like to note, but no mutas or corruptors. Corruptors, of course, don't really have much of a purpose against Terran. Goldfish now loading up a couple of Hellions. Really not much over here to defend. Single queen, but this many blue flame Hellions can easily take that out. Actually going to rally to the back of Cozy's natural. And in the meantime, that was just a move, not even an attack move. So now we're going to see a lot of splattering because tanks will, I think, put priority on the banelings. Well, maybe not, but still, didn't get very far. Congratulations, he took down just a couple tanks and a barracks. Here's the first nuke of the game, and this is going to be fun stuff. It's not spotted, and all these drones are going to die. I just love nukes. I love them. Like that. I even added my own sound effects. Hatchery's so sturdy. Look at that. Not even a third health gone. In the meantime, oh, Hellions getting dropped, but Mutalisk's there to respawn, and Goldfish is going to lose all those Hellions on both of those medevacs, so whoops. Guess some of it gets taken. Hey, that's kind of a cool doodad, that swinging light. Did you see that swing back and forth? Look at that. That is cool. I've never noticed that before. Oh man, look at the harvester count. It's just so far in the favor of Goldfish here. Goldfish even has more mules that he could be expending, but hasn't been yet. Thor definitely a good choice against a lot of, well, good choice against banelings, good choice against Mutalisks. So Cozy is solidly countered here. It's just going to be a matter of, well, if he can react quick enough. There's a single turret here. No, take that back. There are two turrets here. Probably, well, okay, I guess they are going to scare off all of the Mutalisks. Had he come in and attacked a single turret at a time, he might have been okay. Instead, he's going to lose all the Mutalisks. Alright. And literally did lose all of his Mutalisks. Well, that's exciting. 4 factories out now. And I'm guessing they're both going to go for tech labs, so we can just kind of mass produce Thor at this point. Has his third up and running with a planetary fortress. That's nice. Second nuke, not even cloaked. Who cares, really? And once again, Queen is going to die. These larvae are fine, though. I think nuclear missiles should make Zerg stronger. Should cause mutations. Wouldn't that be fun? Be an interesting two-player strategy, right? Kind of like in Brood War when you had one player as Terran and one player as Zerg, you could intentionally build and damage a command center so your Zerg opponent could infest it, build those infested Terrans. Those things were ridiculous. Now, finally, Goldfish does what he should have done a long time ago and starts to move out. Not even moving anywhere, just gonna kind of sit there at the front of his pseudo-choke here. Of course, once again, there are these destructible rocks, so if Cozy was really strategic, he would come back here and try to destroy these. He might not even know about the third yet. Oh, and more splattering. Oh, and all the Zerglings run in without the aid of the banelings. The banelings follow up behind and just get destroyed. So, guess what, guys? 0 army for Cozy. Absolutely nothing. Supply-wise, almost totally maxed here for Goldfish. You got a lot of heavy metal. Thors, tanks, Hellions with blue flame. You got ghosts roving around, throwing down nukes everywhere they can. I gotta say, I mean, I don't like to call games early, but Goldfish has this game. And when you're getting nuked, and when you have time to throw down 4 additional Ghost Academies, oof, when your opponent is, that is, you should probably just quit. Lots of scans going down. Almost completely mined out of his main. That's interesting. Lots and lots of harvesters here at this natural. Really should have some of those over here on the third. But of course, he would have to have some detection at this third to protect against this ghost, which is nuking once again. And not reacting, Cozy is going to get totally obliterated. Oh! 25 kills on that ghost, and is going to be able to take out that hatchery with just the remainder of his little sniper rifle thing. Huh. Another nuke going down in the main. There's a hive there. Hives will take 5 nukes to take down if you drop them all simultaneously, it looks like, 'cause going 500 damage at a time. Oh, jeez. And another one going down. This is fun. I like nukes. And another one. Of course, I mean, why stop? He's got a bunch of nukes stockpiled up in his silos there. Taking down these evolution chambers. And as long as this ghost stays cloaked, he's safe from all those broodlings. I'm wondering if he should be nuking like right here so he could take down the rest of these guys. Oh, actually decloaking. That's interesting. And does he have one more? Nope. Gonna load up. Ultralisk cavern. Well, that's interesting. Now if only Cozy had the minerals and gas to produce ultralisks. Just, by the way, take a look at Goldfish's resources. Oh man. I would love to see all these drones get nuked. It's not meant to be this time, but perhaps yet. Oh, there are some ultralisks out. Drones running in as well, so that's kind of the last ditch effort for Cozy. I hope Cozy isn't calling Goldfish a noob. Really? That's some funny stuff. Wow, actually nuking over here to take out the overlords, that's funny. Your bombs and expand, that's awesome. I play no sound pro. Music for life. Yeah. Wow, and this relay has turned from cheesy bad manners to racist. I'm going to report you for racism. Okay. I don't know what's worse, if Goldfish asking Cozy if he was black, or if Cozy's reaction saying no F you in capital letters was worse. So that was quite the embarrassing replay. I don't know who actually sent this to me, so if it was actually, don't tell me, don't reveal yourself. I just thank you because that was a fun replay. So thanks once again to either Cozy or Goldfish. And also thanks to Canadian for sending me the first replay. We're actually going to be going into some community matches. I decided that I'm going to be switching up what we do on community matches. We were always playing those Icy Jug or whatever matches. Those are getting a little bit stale, and you can only play 2 people at a time, so I figured we should start doing something a little bit different every week. So last week we played a bunch of Big Game Hunters free-for-alls, like I used to do in my college days. That was a lot of fun. Also, I was thinking we could maybe do some Nexus Wars. I don't know if that'll be this week or another week, but there are definitely a lot of really great multiplayer custom games out there that I'd like to start exploring a little bit more, just so we can have more people involved at once. I know especially with the King of the Hills, it's sort of the same thing. I mean, 2 people get to play at a time, and I want to be able to make sure that as many people can get involved as want to as possible. So, we might be doing Nexus Wars yet. I'll throw a few things out on the chat stream and get your feedback on that. If you have any suggestions, definitely let me know. And if you're catching us on YouTube, be sure to join us live on Tuesday nights, poweroverwhelming.net, and the show airs at 9 o'clock Central. Yes, poweroverwhelming.net. Be there, of course. Also, friend us up on Facebook, or rather, like us on Facebook, PWR Overwhelming. And same thing for Twitter, PWR Overwhelming. We aren't going to spam your inbox. We're just going to send you notifications for when our events are happening, so you can join us. We'd love to have you. So thanks for watching, everyone.